And then I'll post it on here. Alrighty, so we're live. As always, brought to you by Ian Huss, local mortgage guy. Reach out to him for all your mortgage needs. Friend of the program, friend of myself, awesome guy. He'll be sure to help you out. Okay. All right, so big weekend last weekend. Miken Heroes might have been the biggest C tournament of the year so far for us. Looks like there was a nice turnout in E&D as well. Tallon, you guys were down in Lexington, correct?
We were. Yeah, we sold our soul to the devil and made a deal with Clay that we would play in that for him. Wish we would have played in the 12-team Miken Heroes, though.
Yeah, it'd been 13 team. Would have been good to have you.
Yeah.
So they did it as a 3-game guarantee, so it made it last pretty much all day long, which was fine. I always plan on staying there all day, but some people got a little crappy. So we'll start with the E. Apex again wins the E. Looks like they pretty much ran through it. I know they lost the first championship game, but then they went ahead and finished it up in the F game. Congrats to them. They're on a roll. Number one in the power rankings, if I remember right. And then also, I think Columbus had been number one as well. So they're playing well. It's their year. Maybe this is the year they get bumped to D finally. So
that's Waz and them, ain't it?
It's Waz and them, Gaddy.
Yep.
Those guys.
They've had a good team for a very long time.
They were in E when I was in E, so they've been there for a while. He always I think Drew Hitchcock played there. Wheats played there. He's always good at finding good young talent.
Sure.
Yeah. So it looks like he's got it all together this year, and they're on a roll. Congrats to them. And then the D, our guy Rhino with the win. You want to tell us a little bit?
Can I have my phone back?
I'm sorry, what was that?
You want to tell us about your D win?
Yeah. So I wasn't there. I was there for the very first game and then there for the championship games. But first game they came out rolling, took care of business. And then I left, and they said they had a couple tough games where they had to hit a walk-off against Wellman Construction. And they said for whatever reason they took care of Soul Bros in the winners finals, so they just came out hitting. And then Soul Bros came out on fire against us in the first game to take it to the 15, and then we just outlasted them. I think they just ran out of gas.
Yep. So, it looks like it was 10-9 walk-off over Odd Sox, 16-5 over Soul Bros, and then the game you're talking about, Soul Bros win 17-4. You knocked the Rust off, win 17-7 in the final. I'm guessing that was a run rule. Sounded like there was some controversy, at least what I saw on the boards. What was going on with that?
Just a lot of jawing between both teams. It is what it is. It's always testing when you're at the ballpark for 12 hours. Both teams are trying to win. No big deal.
No big deal.
What is it?
Do you know who the MVP was in all tournaments?
So Tristan Johnson was the MVP. I think he made one out the entire day. He played really well. He was on fire. Riley Stewart, Adam Drees, and Tyler Lyons were all tournament team for us.
Congrats to those guys. Nice run. I think you're at a graduation party tonight.
Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah, no, TGI Fridays, man. It sounds like Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah, my stepdaughter graduated today, so we're all at TGI Fridays celebrating her.
Well, congrats to them. We'll let you get back to that. And Jordan, you're going to be my co-host today.
Yep. Yeah. Jordan, you got it, man. You got it. I'll see everybody this weekend. Good luck.
All right.
Thanks, Rhino.
All right. Ready.
Yeah, and before we move to the C, I mean, hats off to Roy and them guys. They've had a great team for a very long time. They've always been right there. when we played D last year, they were always right there with us every weekend. So they're figuring it out in WSL. They're figuring it out in GSL, it looks like now. So congrats to Roy, Dries, Tristan, some of my dudes over there. So they got a great team.
Yeah, they're all coming together. I think that was 3 weekends in a row, Roy was saying. That's huge. So at this point, you got to start thinking about who's getting bumped to C next year. And then so you're thinking Soul Bros, now your Red Legs, teams like that. How do you think those teams would do in C?
It's hard to tell. Obviously, when you go from that D to C jump, you got to make some pickups. You got to have that pop to be able to hang. I haven't been around the D enough this year to know if those teams have that or not. But those are great teams. I don't know. I don't think the gap is. I've always thought the gap from E to D was a lot bigger than. No, I'm sorry. The gap from E to D is a lot smaller than D to C. I think you do have to have the pickups. You do have to grab some guys that are really going to help your team because the C levels is tough, man. I mean, as you know, you've been in it for years. There's good ball players. There's good talent. I mean, I think they would fare okay, but I do think they would need to make a couple moves, just like we had to, and just like every team's had to.
So you guys, yeah, I know you guys haven't played a ton of C, and there's a lot of talk around that. But when you guys did play that one weekend, you guys rolled right through it. You guys looked like you belong. No transition at all. So it can be done, and it can be done well.
Sure. And the only reason I say that for the teams now is, when we played D last year, I want to say, we won a lot. We had a lot of success. We definitely deserve to be bombed. It seems like, outside of Redlegs winning a few weeks in a row here, it seems like there's been a different team at the top. I know Odd Sox is a good team. They haven't performed how they wanted to this year. Soul Bros, I know they've had a couple second place finishes. There's a bunch of teams around the same talent level. Redlegs looks hot right now, but I don't know if there's that one team that I would say is just light years ahead of anybody else.
No, there seems to be a few that bunched around there. New Wave's another one.
New Wave, yeah, another great team.
Yeah, so they kind of started out a little slow, but now they're picking up pace as the season goes on.
It's getting warm out.
That kind of really separates the men from the boys once it gets warm out, and you kind of really see.
It's a different game, man. It really is. People joke about it, but it is different when that ball starts getting soft.
Yep. Anything else in the D or the E before we move on to the C?
No. Congrats to Apex and congrats to Roy and the boys. Good weekend.
Yeah. I'm trying to look at anybody else. Looks like EOS might have had a tough weekend. Players made a little run. Odd Sox were hanging around but didn't get the job done. So.
Yeah, some good teams that just haven't caught that fire yet. And Nate Spears, if you're listening, I need you guys to get hot because the softball world is better when you guys are hot and you're talking shit all over Facebook. Come on, Nate.
We really haven't heard a whole lot from Nate.
I know. I don't. He's probably just trying to dodge some suspensions or something. I don't know what he's got going on, but the softball world needs Nate Spears.
Need a little bit more Nate Spears.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and move on to the C then. 12-team tournament might have been the biggest of the year. I'm not sure. I didn't double check. So there was 12 teams, and we played the same 3 that we always play somehow. So we played Old Back first. Cookie pitched that one. I kind of had a feeling the night before, and then I saw Jono was umpiring, and he kind of squeezes Ryan Isles a little bit. So I was like, I'm going to go with Cookie. He holds Old Bag to 1 run. We run rule him in 4, I believe it was. 4. And then we move on to Steve's. Tough game. We beat them 26-20. Then we faced Tiger Fitness in the winner's final. Beat them 32-12. Cookie pitched that one as well. And in the finals, Ryan Isles pitches against Steve, and we won 26-14. I can't remember. I think that was in six innings or maybe five. So the boys were hitting it. Brandon Shelton, 1 out throughout the day. Brandon Rickson, 2 outs throughout the day. And then we had, as a team, we were over 700. If you're going to hit over 700 a team, it's just your weekend. There's really not anybody that's going to beat you.
Absolutely.
And you might not get one of those a year. You might get 2 or 3, but when they happen, you got to enjoy them. And I did. We had a great time, great tournament. We got $1,000, which was surprising because we usually don't win any money with fee. So that was cool.
No, and you're always the one on here talking, asking the question. So I'm gonna fire at least one on you about your team because you guys hit it. You guys played well, but I want you to talk a little bit about your pitching rotation that you got. You seem to make it work with you got Isles, you got Cookie, you got Lee. Are those your main three?
Those are my three.
Those are your three. All three of those guys could probably start on most C teams, not all, most C teams in the city. So how do you make it work? How do you keep the guys cool with their rotation? And how do you seem to keep everybody happy along with maintaining a winning style over there?
So it's usually Isles and Lee doing most of the pitching. Lee was out last weekend, so we had Cookie filling the rotation.
Makes it a little easier.
Right. So they all want to pitch every game.
Absolutely.
After like Isles the weekend before, or I guess it was 2 weekends before, pitching 7 in a row, he would have probably appreciated having another pitcher there to rotate, right? So when you have a few of those, you get it. You never know when you're going to pitch. You're going to play 7 games a day or 2 or 3. So they've learned to understand that, it's nice to have fresh legs at the end of the day. And that's what I'm always trying to do is have fresh pitchers and fresh outfielders at the end of the day. That gives you a chance to win. If you don't have those, you have no shot.
Yeah, I agree. And not to confuse any of the people, even if you don't plan to have Cookie pitch this year, that's one hell of a pitcher.
Yeah. No, we do, and I'll use him in the right spots. And he's out this Saturday, so he won't be in the mix. It'll be Lee and Isles.
He gonna be on the lake?
I think he's golfing. If I had to guess, I never asked. I'm weird like that. Either you're there or you're not. I don't ever ask. I assume it's for the best reason possible, and we'll go from there.
I assume you scored a lot of runs. I assume defense held up. Lightsy did Lightsy things. Sounds like Shelley and everybody else. Rickson. Sounds like most of your infield got the alternies. Those guys just kind of ball out on both sides. Yeah,
and part of that was the outfield got the alternatives, a couple weeks ago. So I like to spread
man
them
of the people.
Yeah, spread them out, and everybody that got one was deserving. Also, the book was lost, so I didn't do the book last weekend, and then the book never made it back to me, and I think it ended up in the dump at River City East. So when I was doing the alternatives on Sunday morning, I didn't have the book. So I did my best to guess what it was, and eventually I contacted all the teams and they get the stats. And I probably owe Jeremy Conley an all-tournament team. I think he hit over 7 if I remember right. So next time I'll make sure to get him one.
Yeah. He better come to play. You got to earn that, Conley. You heard the man.
So he's having a baby Friday, so he's probably out this weekend as well. So maybe next time.
Good for him. Conley's good people. That's what he gets. He never should have left you in the first place when he started out with you.
That was me. So that team.
Opening up a can of worms. My bad.
No, you're good. It's something that we talked about. So that team was pretty well set. He wanted to play some infield and some outfield. So I said, hey, man, my team was loaded at the time. It was the 2021 team and 2020 team. I said, once you go to D, play some positions, get some experience, and then we'll come back. And now he's back. So this was kind of the plan all along. So his first year ever playing tournament ball was on that 2020 Flies Guys team. That was his first year ever playing.
Yeah, so, kid's got game, man.
Yeah, and he played well, and we use him as a catcher AH a lot. And he'd play a little outfield, but to step in and you're trying to take, Sam Lawson's infield spot or Sorrell's outfield spot or Tucker's or whoever. I mean, it was a big hill to climb. So I said, go down there, get some reps. I'll call you later. And that's what
Yeah,
we did.
you had some squads back then, so I think he probably understood that as well, being new to the game.
Yeah. And then my younger guys are starting to take form. Shanks and Shelton. Shanks had a good weekend 2 weekends ago. Shelton had an amazing weekend. Shelton, I've been watching him since he was 19. He came and filled in leagues with us. And I kind of like, he made a few plays, he hit a little bit, and I was kind of watching like, oh, there's something there. Keep that in mind. And I've kept in contact with him ever since. And then Breeden kind of folded, and I said, hey, remember me? And he came. And the thing that happened, I didn't expect is how hard he's hitting the ball. The exit velo is incredible. He's hitting it like he's a huge guy, and he's not. Right, he's not small, but he's hitting it like he's 300 pounds. Like it's coming off fast and hard, and if he can do that consistently all the time, he's going to be a really, really tough out. And he's still putting things together, but the glove is always there. And then once he gets consistent with the hitting, watch out.
Yeah, Shelly's a good ball player. I know him more from playing against him with the WAP co-ed, but dude doesn't miss a ball hit at him, and you can't really judge somebody's bad on a co-ed level. But it's good to hear that. It's good to hear that he's whacking it for you. Your close games with Steve's or the run they kind of made back in the losers bracket, they just kind of run out of gas at the end. I forget what you said the score was, but
26-14.
26-14. So it sounds like you guys were just hitting, but Steve seems to always find their way back, it seems like, as well. So hats off to those guys as well.
Yep, we knocked them into the losers, and I was hoping that'd be the last we saw of them, and of course it wasn't. They almost lost the Crown Athletics game. And then they came, so I was thinking, okay, there they go. They're going home. And sure enough, come back and win that one, roll right through, and then here they are waiting on us, or we're waiting on them. So, yeah, tough game. Josh and KJ both pitched. Seek was hitting well. The team is, just in general playing well as they always do.
Yeah, absolutely. They never quit too, and it doesn't matter how many games you play in that losers bracket. When it's hot like it was over the weekend, it's not easy.
Yep. So yeah, I saw Pinwell went to the outfield, so I knew they were kind of getting a little tough.
God, is he all right? Has anybody seen Pinwell since?
I haven't, but
just kidding.
Well. Yeah, he did well out there. I mean, obviously he can play it.
He's a great outfielder.
Yeah, quietly amazing outfielder. So, but Drew Hitchcock never made it out there. So there is that.
Is he voting with Cookie this weekend?
Yeah, I think so. I think.
Just kidding, Drew. Just kidding.
Well, he does vote on Memorial Day weekend every year. It's always been a thing. So I'm guessing that's what he's doing. I'm not for sure. They didn't have Doug either last week, so Drew was playing third.
Drew plays a good third. I didn't know that, but he really does.
He does. He's very solid in the infield. There's a couple of plays that Doug might have made that he didn't, so we'll never know. But overall, he played well. So that's that. Miken Heroes, great tournament. Great job, Nikki and Bradney and Katie, and all involved. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So on to the City Slam. You guys are out, right?
We are up in Kettering. We are playing in Crewy's WSL 7-game guarantee he's got this weekend.
Yeah, there was some back and forth on that, but it looks like they got it all sorted out, and you guys are in the bracket now. Unfortunately, you can't play because of me.
Correct.
Sorry about that.
Hey, it's all good.
So good luck to the rest of your team up there, and we'll talk about it next week.
Sure.
The Open, 8 teams. I think we had 5 last year, or maybe even 4. So that's up a few. Do you know who the Giants are?
I don't. I don't know. I know Bogey and them have a team. I don't know what names they all kind of came in under, though.
So Bogey's on the Queen City Kings.
Okay.
Wellman is going to be BG's team. Who I don't know who he has. I'm sure Days is bringing their conference guys that they can't usually use.
I would assume so.
Tiger, I'm guessing they're gonna have their normal roster, but they lost a few. They lost the 2 LSR guys last weekend, and then Leichmann's got a knee injury, so I think they're a little banged up. So, but with 8 home runs, I'm guessing we're getting. I didn't check. That gives them an advantage, so I wouldn't count them out. Sports
Yeah,
Co.
Schmidt and Steigers, them they know people too. I wouldn't be shocked to see them still bring it this weekend.
Oh, I just got a little birdie told me the Henny Gang is the Giants. So,
okay.
So we're playing Henny Gang first, who is Schmidt's brother's team.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Man, good for those guys. That's an E team, correct?
Yeah, I'm sure they might have grabbed a few guys. But yeah, that'd be cool to see those guys out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sports Co. I'm not sure if they picked anybody up or not, but obviously, they got hot a few weeks ago, and that could usually happen again. As well as they're just a solid team all around, anyways. Queen City Kings got Bogey, and who knows who else. So
I can only imagine.
We didn't pick anybody up, so I thought about picking up an outfielder, specifically Brian Wegman. We talked, and then I guess he was just not ready for it. So we're just going to go with what we got, and we'll see what happens, and then see how it lies. And then the same night, we are playing in the C.
Is that what it is? I couldn't really see that. Is it the opens earlier in the day, and then you start later in the day on? Is that Saturday?
Saturday, yep. So in the C, there's the 5 of us. So we got Days, Tiger Fitness, Sports Co., my team, and Steve's. So that'll be a good one. I'm guessing whoever wins the Open probably doesn't win the C. That's a long day, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
when you play both, like your team Z, when you play both, what's kind of your strategy going into where you don't just wear your whole team out with a run in the Open and then have to play what I would assume, and maybe this isn't correct. I don't know which one you would rather compete or win in. Do you save your horses for the A? Do you play the Open just like you would any other bracket? How do you kind of navigate that?
Like I said, it's always pitchers and outfielders. You can if you have fresh pitchers and outfielders, you're okay. So Ryan and Lee, Jared Lee, they'll be fine. I'll rotate them all day, and both those guys can go all day. So if you rotate them, they're fine. The outfield's the bigger concern. So Shanks has a bad shoulder, so Spilly's really my only center fielder right now. So I might have to force somebody else to play that for a game or two. Yeah, but we'll see how it goes. If we lose the first game in the Open, maybe I look at some things. But other than that, I'll play it out and see how it goes. Maybe that's not a smart move, but I like to try to win any game we play, and we'll see.
Absolutely.
Men's D. Well, we got pool play tomorrow night, right?
I think so.
EOS, Queen City Kings, Nasty Boys. Who do you like in that pool?
Oh, who did we have? EOS, Queen City Kings, Nasty Boys. Ooh, I'm going with Nate Spears again. I said it earlier. Softball needs Nate Spears. Come on, Nate, figure it out.
All right, you stole my pick, so I'll go with Queen City Kings.
I just didn't know who the other two teams have, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Nasty Boys, that's the Kentucky guys. They should have a good squad too.
It usually is. I just don't know how many are left from that original Nasty Boys. I feel like I've been playing Nasty Boys for the last 10 years.
I think it's a lot of their kids, if I remember right.
Okay. Well, they probably got a good squad then.
Yep. All right, so we got New Wave, Quality Tire, Natty Red Lakes. That's a good pool.
You pick first on this one.
All right. I'll go with Natty Red Lakes. They're hot.
I agree. I will go with New Wave. I got a lot of friends on that team, but don't count out Quality Tire, man. Birch has got those guys. He gets those guys ready to play.
D, we got the Odd Sox, Nephews, Tiger Fitness. Wow, another stacked one.
That is a stacked one.
All right, your turn. You go first.
I will go. I think, man, that's a good pull. That is a good pull. I'll go Odd Sox because I know you want Nephews.
Yeah, Nephews are my guys.
I'll go Odd Sox, but much love to the Sam's boys.
Yep. Sam's was playing with Tiger Fitness last week. Man, it's hard to imagine he's going to make many outs playing D. And then they got Noah, I assume. So that's a big power bat. I think they're going to be a tough out. Brian, what's your picks for the Open in the C?
Did you give yours first?
Nope.
Or you can't pick because you're playing?
I can pick.
Oh, let's see. Oh, I forget. There was 8 Open teams.
I can pull it back up.
The Open's tough because, like you said, you don't know who picked up what. Let's see. I will go. I'm going to go Days. I'm going to go Clay and the boys. Just because I know Clay knows a lot of people, and if you give him an Open tournament, I think he's going to show up with guns blazing.
That was my thought as well.
Brian, prove me wrong, Schmidt. Run through that thing.
So I'll go with Tiger Fitness Yoder. The extra. So Brad just said they get 10 home runs. They're a team that can definitely use 10 home runs. So I think that gives them an advantage. I'll go with Tiger Fitness. During our good run last week, we didn't hit 5 home runs in the game. So.
And then what was the C bracket?
Yep.
I don't know. You guys have been pretty hot, Z. Have you won 2 in a row?
No, we finished second in the state.
Okay. Did Steve's win state, or was that Sports Co?
No, Sports Co. So we're 9-2 in the last 2 tournaments.
Let's see. So we got in the C. I'll go Steve's.
Steve's. All right, I'll go with. I'll take Gus for the C. Why not?
I was good. I was putting a little pressure on you. I wanted your boys to know you believe.
Yep. All right, so back to the D. Let's see where we were. Players, Nasty Hooks, Tribe. This is going to be one hell of a D tournament. Who you like?
Here's Nasty Hooks, Tribe. I will go. I'll go Players.
Players. All right.
They got decent little core. Nasty Hooks got decent little team too, but I think they might be missing a few people this weekend, or they might have some guys. They've been kind of trying to figure out a roster / lineup. So I think Players. I think Players for that pool.
I'll take Players as well. All right, so we got Suspects, TCS Arch Design, Mafia Forever. So this Mafia team has been kind of sneaky. I saw the DDoS a couple weeks ago. TCS, they've been solid. And then Suspects, they've been making a few sneaky little runs. You don't hear about them. They don't like the end, but they've been winning some games.
I'll go. I don't know if my boy Money Mose is playing with TCS still or not, but if he is, I'll go TCS.
TCS. I'll go with Suspect.
I have seen Suspects with a couple nice runs.
Yep. Soul Bros, Kraken, Creekers.
I don't know Creekers. Kraken's a lot of guys I went to high school with. That's a good little team. Spencer Goodapple and them. Good luck to those boys. Soul Bro's been hot. I think you got to pick them until they kind of until they show you not to.
That's right. I'll go with Kraken. Solid team. Jimmy Clark. Man, we were playing them in leagues. They had this guy playing center field. Might have been one of the better center fielders I've ever seen. Just really went and got the balls, and he tells me he plays middle for him. I said, well, you might want to reconsider that.
Yeah. Jimmy finds talent, man. He really does.
Like no other. Shockers, Alpha Dog, Nova, Shady Boys.
I will go with Nova to make a little redemption this weekend. That is a very good One Nation team. We run into them every weekend. I don't know if their roster's the same. I would assume it should be. If they have their pitcher Will back, jeez, what is he done? Yeah, if Nova has their pitcher Will back, they're a tough team. That guy's good.
I'm sorry, it was Shandy Boys. I'll go with them. Michigan team. You know they're gonna be loaded, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't think they'd come all this way to not be.
Right. So that's the D. Who do you like winning the D overall?
D overall, that was a lot of teams. Who did I pick out of all these? I will go with. Let's go. What was that D pool again?
The D pool.
Yeah.
Players National Squad.
Okay. Let's go. I'll go with the New Wave guys and make a little run. I'll be a little different than the normal 1-2 punch that Red Legs and Soul Bros lately.
Who'd you pick?
New Wave.
New Wave. Okay. I'll go with Nephews.
That's the easy pick. Z, you took the easy way out.
Sometimes I do that. Not always. All right. On to the E. Oh, there's no E. That's right.
Oh, okay.
Let's do 25 and under. We have no idea who these teams are, but we'll talk about it.
We might as well.
Baby Boys, Flock, Kids 25U, Steve's Elite 25U. There's multiple teams. Okay. So that's the first two. You like there?
Obviously, I think the Kids are on some crazy type of run, but I'll go Steve's. I'll be different. Steve usually rounds up a good squad. He's not going to throw his name on something that doesn't produce. So I'll go Steve.
Got to pick the Kids. I think that's mostly my team on there.
The Kids are great. I mean, obviously, it's their tournament to lose.
Yeah. And then we got Big A's Nephews, Kojak Gun Squad, Scrappy AF, Youngsters.
I couldn't tell you any of those teams, although I do think I saw something where Roy's team might be the Big A's nephew. So I'll go with Roy's team again. You know, he's not going to put his name on something that's not going to come out and produce. So I'll take Roy and them in that pool.
I'll take Scrappy AF.
You probably know 12 of their players, and I'm just out here guessing.
I'm gonna look. Let's see. Nope, nobody's on there.
Good.
So I'll take Kids to win the whole thing.
I'll take Steve's.
Steve's, all right. Cool. So that's all of it. We don't do co-ed on here. All 35 and over. Remember 35 and over? We'll run through that real quick. Cincinnati Deadlegs, Day 35, Taylor Utility Fiber, Tiger Fitness. You like in that pool?
I assume Jay's in them will be Roy in them. I took Roy in the 25. I'll go Tiger Fitness. Okay. They're not gonna put their name on something that's not gonna produce either.
I'll take the Jays. Perennial contender. Then we got EOS 35, OG Hard Knocks 35, and then SPS All Day 35.
I think that STS All Day team, I think they usually make a pretty good run in the Metro every year. I think they always kind of I think that might be some of the Wellman guys, if I'm not mistaken.
They won it the Metro last year.
That's right. Okay. Was that the lower or the upper? They won the lower?
Lower. My team won the upper.
Okay. Yeah. Nice flex. Now, I'll go. I'm not going to take the easy pick. You can have that one. EOS, Nate Spears. Figure it out.
I'll take STS All Day. And who you like to win the whole thing?
Whole thing. I'll go Tiger Fitness.
Tiger Fitness. Okay. I'll do Salute to Service. Okay. All right. So that is all City Slam. We'll go to the mailbag because it's got some City Slam questions in it. Alrighty. So I'll pull this down. It's me and you. And then the 35 winner plays the 25 winner. Is that real, Wilbur?
Is that real? Do they play each other? No, no.
That's not a bad idea.
He's over here eating cheese sticks, drinking Red Bull Sunrises. So I think he's bored without me.
Oh, okay.
That would be cool.
It would be cool. Chuck Johnson started to sneak on, and he hasn't. So we'll go.
They did that in the Metro, right?
I don't. Maybe on like the Thursday.
Didn't Steve's play kids or something? Yeah, maybe it was. Maybe it was like the warm up or something.
Yeah. I'm not sure who won that.
Right. I don't remember myself.
Mailbag. Does Kentucky own Ohio? Joey Va.
No, they don't.
So I'm guessing. So what was going on? So that team beat you guys, which it's softball shit happens. What all happened with that?
No, they did. They have a good team. Well, we didn't have Johnny. We didn't have Bo Gray when we went down there, so we weren't full staff. You know, I know excuses, whatever. I'm sure they're rolling in. I get it. No, they had a good team. They had a House from Sunny Days pitching for them, so wasn't your normal E team, but they had a good team. We had a terrible weekend. We went 1-2. Didn't hit. Didn't have our pitcher on the mound. You know, we didn't have that confidence with Johnny on the mound like we normally do, and didn't have Bo, who's obviously a big piece of our lineup. So no excuses. We went 1-2. We got our butts kicked. I haven't seen many Kentucky teams the rest of the tournaments that we've won though. So I wouldn't say they own us just yet, but bad weekend for us, and that's also going to be my excuse for those people. Why is Legacy not in the C City Slam? We just went 1-2 in a D tournament, and lost to an E team. You tell me.
Who pitched for you guys?
His name's Wyatt Sillings. He's a dude that we picked up out of Kentucky. Good ball player, good guy. But when you've been spoiled for so long with a Johnny Lee, a little different.
Understood. And then I'm sure the community wants to know about the quitting. So you guys fake folded or whatever. What was all that about?
Yeah, so it started out. Granted, I go to bed at 9:00, so a lot of this happened when I was asleep. So it was kind of, we were poking fun. The Murder Mitten team, kind of our rival up in Michigan. They were having some turmoil internally. They were posting some "we're folding" free agent posts. It kind of started with us just poking fun at them on the MSGA page. I don't know why or how it made it to the Queen City page, but no, I guess it was just we didn't know how to react after going 1-2, so we just acted stupid for a little bit. There was never any issue with us. It was all just supposed to be a joke, poking fun at the Murder Mitten team out of Michigan.
Wilbur, you all right? What do you fold on?
That picture that keeps popping up of him is probably 15 years ago. I mean, that is like a high school YouTube picture of Pat Wilbur. What? That is if Pat Wilbur ate Pat Wilbur's, what I'm looking at here at B-Dubs.
Look, he's got a red collar on. There's like some corn in the background.
I think he's got the shirt on that he's wearing right now.
Why are the City Slam numbers down? So yeah, I guess you'd be a good one to ask. So you guys did you guys ever consider playing City Slam or?
Considered, yes. We know that GSL is not a world that we're playing. We're playing One Nation Worlds. We've entertained WSL Worlds. That is, did we entertain it? Yes. For the longest time, it was 3 teams. That WSL tournament's got 20-something teams mixed between the E and D. They're doing a little pool play to a 2-and-out Sunday. We did, and to answer the general question of why are City Slam numbers down, I think some of the guys in the comments hit the nail on the head. Brian Schmidt made a good comment. It costs $8,000 just to run a team. We don't have a sponsor. We play where we feel that we have our best chance to win. we play where the prize packages are worthy of playing. Do you know the City Slam prize packages? Is it still like $100-$200 a team that enters, or do you know how that plays out?
For the C or for what?
Yes,
I don't know.
or overall.
I think you win about $300 if you win it.
And that's kind of to my point. We don't have a sponsor, and we play in what Ryan Collins tells us to play. And I mean, the Facebook banner and stuff is cool back and forth, but I promise the man does not care. Like he's going to put us in what he thinks we have the best opportunity to win. They let us play One Nation D, so we play that. They let us play WSL D. I heard there's a chance they might not let us, even though that's where most of the C teams play. But we play where they let us, and if the packages are better somewhere else, I'm glad the City Slam got 5 teams instead of the 3 that it was up until a week ago or so. But yeah, we play where we have the best chance. I get it. Everybody would love to see Legacy play C City Slam. It makes the payout numbers go up. It adds teams. It's just it's not what Coach wanted us to do, and so we might go to Panama for WSL without me, of course. But so that's kind of where we shifted gears for this weekend.
Can't blame you there. 5 teams in the C. DMAC. DMAC. I think last year it was either 5 or 4 too. So I'm trying to think the last time it's been more than that. It's been a long time. So
and not just to the C. I'll speak overall as well. The D and the E there's no E.
Right.
Like those numbers are down. I remember when I first started in E. That was I think BG said something about they used to start on Thursday. I remember full play on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and maybe even Monday. I could be wrong about the Monday part. It just felt like it was a long 3-4 day weekend. But I remember when those tournaments would grind out all weekend, man. And it's every level. I don't think it's just the C level. It's the D level. It's the E level. I don't know if it's funding. I don't know if it's people are picking up other. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's lack of teams, lack of money. But it's not just at the C level. It is slowly. You're seeing it at every level. It's just not as apparent at the other ones yet. But those D and E tournaments used to have 30 to 40 teams every weekend.
So when we won the D, where's Birchie at? We played Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah,
5 days in a row. So we did full play Thursday. Played the Open Friday, played the Open Saturday morning, played the D Saturday night, played D all day Sunday, and then finished up on Monday. So, it was a hell of a run back then to win it all. And then we ended up protesting Berkey's team in the final. So, it was Seacrest. Seacrest was legal.
Come on, Z. Z flies on that stuff.
It was pretty easy. They had 30 guys there, so I was like, "There's no way all these guys are on the roster." It's like I was looking at the one white guy. Oh, it was nope, he's not on there. So
hey, and to that point, it is every coach's job to put your team in the best spot to win a ball game.
Yeah, I mean, I got $2,000 out of it, paid for housing in Florida, and you don't want to win that way, but you also don't want to get beat by an illegal team with it. So,
or every team would be illegal.
Yeah. That's a thing that always kind of irked me is, that people get mad when you protest and they have a legal roster. Well, if you want an open roster, we have that event. You can bring whoever you want, but now you want to play the D with your legal roster. So.
Yeah, and some of these, some of them make it too easy. I think I remember a story where Steve's protested Sunny Days in a tournament. Sunny Days had 9 people on their roster.
Yep.
You turn a lineup card in with 10 people on it, guess what? That's the easiest win you could ever find. So, right. I mean, it's there for a reason.
Yep. We want the rules. We all want the rules. We just don't want the rules to apply to us. That's basically what it comes down to, right? So.
Right. Exactly.
Music allowed at MAB this weekend. So I think the official rule is no, but how much is it enforced? It probably depends on who you're playing. When we were playing Old Bag, they they asked the umpire to have us turn it off, which was funny, so we did. But other than that,
Mind games, just mind games.
Minds games, yeah. So no big deal. So that's in the mailbag, and then we finally got our guest. What's up, Chuck?
Chucky.
What's going on, Jordan? Z. I've been listening, guys. I thought your picks were pretty good.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that.
Hey,
What do you want to talk about tonight?
Anything. It doesn't matter. We can talk about the state. River City passed. State's coming up in 2 weeks.
You want to advertise some state?
Yeah, 21 teams entered right now.
Okay.
All pretty decent. Jordan, sorry I did let you appeal though. Blame Z for you being C plus.
I know.
But I know. But I didn't deny your appeal. I let you do it.
Hey, you won't hear me complain, Chuck. The rules are the rules.
100%, and I appreciate that. Yeah, the state's coming up. I think the City Slam's going to be good this week. A lot of great D teams in there. In the upper half of 8, that's pretty good.
What's that?
In the upper half of 8, that's really good.
Yeah, that was.
I say Clay. And I say Clay would be loaded to the hilt. So.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. So what's going on with this Memorial? Is that your tournament, or is that?
No, that's not mine. That tournament used to be at Eggleston for years, and then when they started City Slam, they lost it. No, that's actually Scott Coonan and Eddie's tournament. Mike helps run it. We needed an extra field. I got Bill Martz involved, and that's basically they've been doing it for 42 years. I played in it way back when, because that's about how long I played. But it's for a great cause. You know, people who passed to take a guy like Henry Macbeth, Steele's guy forever, one of the greatest Giants in softball. He's being honored at Kettering on Sunday. Cherry Scudder, Snake, everybody knows Snake. He was around a long time. He was with Red and Herb from the Astros. He's being honored at Kenton Lakes on Saturday. Troy Davis, another one, Justin Davis' father, played with VIP, played with Expressway, another great guy, passed away on the golf course. I mean, well, good honorees, man. It's a good cause. I'm glad they do it. I tried to help them all I can. And, you know, I talked to Crewy today. There were some issues. We fixed them. And that's just what we do. That's why they say we make the big bucks. I don't know about making big bucks, but, you know, I'm all about you guys. It's you guys, your world, I just live in it.
Somebody told me you made big bucks. Pretty reliable source.
Yeah, right. So, not, you know, Z, we may have enough for the state, and C, we'll see.
We'll see.
We have 4, you know me. I'll make it work. 3 games and I'm 1 and out.
So
get a werewolf berth or something.
Z, you need one for state. I'm kind of limited here.
Yeah, maybe. Chuck, is there 2 tournaments at the same time for state?
Yeah.
So they got
it used to be Brandy switched his. He did Survivor last year on the same date as my state, which my state is mandatory if you want to go to Panama. Has been. That's only one of the 2 tournaments we really ever ask you to play in. Your situation is different because not enough C teams. I told you what you have to do later in the year. So, but yeah, he put his badge to the beach.
Okay, so double duty.
So, what's that?
Double duty at the parks that weekend?
Yeah, last year he did Survivor at West, and I was at West, and it all worked out.
Yeah, cool. So we got Panama, we got Midwest coming up, we got state coming up. Am I missing anything?
We had Super State in early July.
Super State.
For the Metro. Good term playing for the Metro. Get swings.
Yep.
And then I redid the UD class. We had it a couple of years ago. And Mark Grimm forgot. LaSalle has a huge wiffle ball tournament. I get it. Helps the athlete. Not a big deal. Well, we moved it. It's on the 17th and 18th at Northside KSC. See what happens.
Sounds good. You guys got the best world, in my opinion. Love some WSL. I like how you guys you guys aren't so hard set on the rosters. You're willing to look at the roster as a whole. Overall, I think WSL is a great organization. So if you haven't played it, give it a chance. And that's all I got, Chuck. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I mean the committee's good. I mean everybody knows. I mean, you're on the committee for a reason. You know all the upper players. I don't see them anymore, but I do see the DEE, the rec. I mean, I have two teams that just appealed. They're both 3-17, so they played E, and they deserve to go back to rec.
So the rec division is nice because it used to be like it was just E and D mostly, right?
Correct.
The lower E teams really didn't have a place to play, so that rec division's really taken off, and it's been a nice little addition for you guys. I've kept up on it. It seems to grow every year, so that's good. Do they get no home runs, or do they get one, or what's the rule there?
They get none. They get the first one is an accident, it's just an IEO. The next one is an
offensive ejection. Wow, okay.
I like that.
It kind of, I mean, it keeps it. I mean, I'll throw this out there. And Brandenburg's Rough Riders did. They got to feel one blown out, get 3 offensive ejections in different innings, but the wind was galing.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes that happens. Routine fly ball can be a home run.
Already, and then I forgot what else I was going to ask. Oh, people were asking me who's on the committee, and I assumed it was a secret, so I didn't tell. But you want me to? If people ask, you want me to tell, or you want me to keep that to myself?
I mean, there's no. I mean, you're the coach.
Yeah.
I mean, Roger Foster's on. Hey, Bill Marks is on. Myself, Toby Gilliam. I mean, there's nothing to hide. It's just that these guys. Toby knows more of the guys down in Kentucky than we do. If you don't see, he lives that way. You've been around a long time. Toby has. The way I do it is that there's 7 of us. If it's my team, I don't vote unless I'm the tiebreaker. Same with Bill. This is how we do it. A lot of times we don't have to. It never comes to that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, actually, I need to send you old Bag's roster again. So
keeps changing. I think I've looked at it 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, he's changed. He sent in a few appeals too. I mean, Greeny sat out 2 years. He's 49 years old. Rick never went the first weekend, so he's still C+, so he didn't matter. I haven't looked at the rest of them, but I'm going to tonight.
All right. Yeah, I think I hear Wilbur barking in JT's screen there. So he must be getting hungry. He must be getting hungry. So we'll go ahead and call it a night. Good night, Wilbur.
Good night, Wilbur.
Oh, night.
See you.
Thanks, fellas.
Talk to you guys later.
See you.
Okay.